Hi, my name is Vincent, and today I want to share with you guys a few tips on how to survive college. Now, for tip number one, you want to choose your friends wisely. Now, what I mean by this, there's that famous saying, you are most like the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So, when you do get to college, you want to make sure that you don't make too many friends that are like this guy.
Hey bro, you coming out tonight?
No, man, I gotta study. I got that calc test tomorrow.
No, it's alright bro, I heard he drops the lowest one.
Now, I promise you, if all of your friends are like that guy, your GPA is going to suffer tremendously. So, you want to make sure that you make friends with people that are motivated as well. Now, from personal experience, I could think of a few housemates, but one in particular, he was an engineer, and anytime I would pass by his room, he was studying, and that would usually make me feel guilty, and I would say to myself, all right, I should probably sit down and do some math problems. Now, as a math major, I also had friends that would call me up and say, hey man, why don't you come through to the library? We're going to work on this homework set, or we're working on this project, we're preparing for this test. Why don't you come work with us? And having friends like that helped me bring up my GPA tremendously. So I strongly advise that when you do get to college, or if you're already in college, make some friends that take their work very seriously, and they will definitely help you bring up your GPA. Now, for tip number two, you want to set yourself a 9 to 5 schedule, and you want to follow it every single week. I know personally I struggled big time with time management, and any students of mine that have come back to visit have said, man, college, it's so difficult to manage your time. So the key to managing your time is that when you get out of class, maybe eat a quick lunch and go right to the library. Get your reading done, practice problems, study for your exams, and then when you go home, you could relax. But the problem is most kids, when they get out of class, they go right home, or they go to their dorm or their house off campus, and one of their housemates might distract them. They might say, oh, hey man, you want to play Madden? And then they sit down and they play Madden for 5 hours. They don't do their homework, and then they say, all right, I'll wake up early and do it tomorrow. And when you get in that habit of pushing all your work back and you set your fun priorities ahead, then you're always going to be playing catch up, and you're going to fall behind, and you're not going to be able to do well. But from personal experience, once I set that 9 to 5 schedule, I was able to balance a full course load and do well in all of the classes. Now, for tip number three, you want to have a healthy outlet that can distract you from your schoolwork. You could either, one, join a gym. Two, you could join one of the clubs on campus. Three, you could maybe play an instrument. You know, the list can go on forever, but you want to have something that distracts you from your schoolwork. There are some kids that can work nonstop every day from day one of the semester all the way to the last final, but there are not many of those kids. So if you're like me and everyone else, you probably need something to help you unwind, because what happens is if you only study and you go through the stress, you're not going to be able to retain information as effectively. You'll see those kids on campus at the library. They're always like, they look like they're melting down constantly. They're just swamped. They're reading, but they just have that sunken look on their face. So make sure that you work in some sort of activity to bring your stress levels down, because that will definitely allow you to study more efficiently and effectively. And as a result, you will definitely bring up your GPA. So make sure that you have a solid activity to distract you from your schoolwork. Now, for tip number four, you want to cut yourself some slack. What I mean by this is that it's okay if you do not graduate with a super high GPA. If, let's say, you graduate with a GPA in the neighborhood of 3.0, but you're a well-rounded student, which means you could, one, sit down and work on something for a few hours, and two, you have social skills and you're able to work on a team, then most employers will want you to work for them. So when you sit down to the first interview, it doesn't matter that you have like that super high GPA. They're just trying to see that you could, once again, one, sit down and work on something for a continuous period of time, and two, that you're able to work with the people in the office or wherever you are going to work. So try to enjoy those 4 years. Don't make yourself crazy over getting that super high GPA, and I'm sure you're going to be fine. Okay, and to wrap things up, remember, one, choose your friends wisely. Two, set yourself a 9 to 5 schedule. Three, have a healthy outlet to distract yourself with. And four, cut yourself some slack. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe below, and take care.